Check. I know we sent a release out already. We adopted a new rule there. I would say it's not everything that some people were looking for us to do, and it was a compromise. In essence, the rule is now that the last 2 minute rule that's been in effect for some almost 40 years now is now in effect for the last 2 minutes of every quarter. And in addition, we wanted to ensure that players would not be jumping on other players' backs as we've seen during free throws. So we made it clear that that would be presumptively a flagrant foul if that were to happen. And we also clarified the rule for fouling when the ball is not in play, that would also fall under the so-called, special last 2 minute provisions where it would be a free throw and the team would retain possession. So, and that
All right. Uh, it's another excerpt of the NBA is fixed. Okay, so I'm only making this because I'm trying to get an understanding of what exactly is going on, and I'm thinking that the commissioner Adam Silver and Kiki Vanderway, who is, let's see, he mentions Kiki Vanderway. What is Kiki Vanderway? He is the head of operations of.
release was sent out. Kiki Vanderway is here, our head of basketball operations.
Yeah, he's the head of basketball operations, Kiki Vanderway, who used to be a player back in the 80s, Kiki Vanderway. But so I'm trying to figure out why they did this, and I'm asking you guys for some help. And only thing that I can refer to is uh, the what happened in the playoffs with or in the finals with Draymond Green, and the flagrant foul that Draymond Green was called for, and the pivotal moment of the flagrant foul and what it actually did for and against Golden State. We know that the flagrant foul came in what, game two? Or I'm sorry, game five, and it's either game 4 or 5. And Draymond Green had to sit out for 2 games. So I think it was in game 4 where he hit LeBron in the nuts, and then he had to sit out. So they're saying, okay, Cleveland came back because Draymond was not playing. Is no, Cleveland came back because they were supposed to, but nonetheless. And then once he was back in the finals, they still lost. But nonetheless, if somebody is unaware of what happened in the finals, they're going to think, well, Cleveland came back because of Draymond Green. Draymond Green was out in game form because of the flagrant foul. So basically, what this says to me is the 2 minute at the end of the fourth quarter, there is circumstances that changes in the last 2 minutes. And it's basically because the game becomes more aggressive. He's saying we don't want people jumping on other people's back when they're making foul shots and so on and so forth. So basically, when the game comes down to the last couple minutes and it's close, people start fouling in order to either get to the foul line or get someone from the foul line, so on and so forth, to score the last few points. But nonetheless, there is a lot of hack and shack, as they say, going on. Now, I'm taking they got that from Shaquille O'Neal when he was playing, but nonetheless, here's what I think is going to happen. Here's what I think is going to happen. I brought up the finals because of the pivotal moment and of the excuse that it seemed to give Cleveland in order to come back and win. I'm thinking that they're going to use this a lot more. This is going to be a tool that they're going to use. And if we really look at what Draymond Green was doing all season, he was kicking the centers in the nuts the whole time. So, and it looked like he was doing it on purpose, and it set up the whole finals is what it did. So it's basically saying it's not going to look so blatant that this team we're going to let Cleveland win and that the whole thing is a setup if he's been doing it all season. And now that we've mingled this flagrant foul and the kicking in the nuts and all this into the system, why don't we just enable ourselves to change the rules? This is what him and Kiki Vanaway did, to change the rules. And whenever we need to use this, we will. This is what this is saying to me. So you're going to see a lot more flagrant fouls being called. In other words, you're going to see a lot more interchanging of individuals coming on and off the court. You're going to see a lot more people penalized and taken out the game. And you're going to see the NBA penalize people financially. That's what this is saying. There is going to be a lot more penalties coming up. There's 25,000 for this, 15,000 for that. That's what's going to happen. This is why and I'm going to talk about this in another video, but this is why I wanted to talk about contracts and what those contracts mean. Now, that's probably going to be a 2 or 3 part video, because I'm going to have to get into, for one, how much they're getting paid, or what we see they're getting paid. Then you have to look at what the lawyers are taking, what the taxes getting taken, what the agents getting taken out, and what the NBA itself as a body takes from the players. So I'm going to get into that. But this is what Silver and Vanaway have done. They're making an excuse to take money from the players, and they're making an excuse in order for the referees to gauge the tempo of every game, every quarter now. So you guys let me know what you think. I just think the whole thing is fixed, and this is just another way they're just going to play us, the people, and play them, the players, and it's just the whole moving of the chess pieces. Let me know what you guys think, and don't forget to check me out, my album out. It's on Rhapsody, it's on Spotify, it's on iTunes. If you just Google TONE and the title of it is just right there, you'll see my stuff. All right, peace.